Not good.
The new guy in training in Central, so I didn't know.
We gotta get this prosecutor's office. Okay, David. We on? Good morning and welcome to the July 27th, 2022 Commissioners Meeting. Before we start, he's already there. Pastor Rex, say your last name, please.
Astrology.
Thank you. Would you please lead us in prayer?
I got to preface the prayer before I pray, before you don't understand what I'm praying. We have a Christian group. It's a Zoom group that meets and once a week on Tuesdays. This past Tuesday, we did a prayer exercise. And the prayer exercise is first of all to determine who you're going to pray for. Well, I knew I was coming here the next day, so I said, all right, I'm going to pray for the commissioners. The second thing we were to say, what is the need that is present in regards to those commissioners? And then after you had the need, then what would Jesus do? And so I prayed, got the commissioners. I said, what's the need? He said, renewed vision. I said, Lord, what does that mean? So he gave me a vision. He showed me you three coming out of the Empire State Building. And you were on the sidewalk. You were seeing all the people around. Everything was going on okay. Nothing was a problem. Finally, you looked up and you just saw the massiveness and the overwhelmingness of the Empire State Building. and all of a sudden, you just started to float up. And some of the people on the sidewalk floated up with you. When you got up in the sky, the Lord spoke to me and said, here's the renewed vision. It's mundane to see it on a street human level than it is to see it from my perspective, which is far greater. And so my prayer is going to be that you begin to see the perspective of Clermont County, not from the mundane, which is not bad. It's good, but it's not God's best. And that you'll begin to see it from his perspective of what needs to happen and what needs to transpire for us as the county to be blessed. So that was what I had. So that's why I'm praying the way I'm praying. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for our commissioners. I thank you, Father, that their heart is to serve, not for a paycheck or prestige or power, but Lord, they do have a passion. And they have a passion because I've heard them make their prayer requests for this county, and it's always been for the betterment. It's always been for us being in family. And I thank you for those kind of hearts that they have that want to see this county be raised up. So, Father, I just pray that you help them be quick to realize when they're in that mundane, when it's just routine, when it's just what needs to take place, or it just becomes rote. And that, Father, that would be the time that they would see that you can lift them up to a whole different perspective and begin to see it from your perspective where, Lord, you're the creative God. You're the one that can bring things to the forefront that we would never even dream of from our own human capabilities. So I'm thanking you and praising you that as you raise them up, that they're going to begin to see things from your perspective and not from a street level. And I just thank you, Father, for everyone that is here, Lord, that is representing an institution or an organization or a company. I just pray, Father, that they too will realize that as they are doing things in this county, that, Lord, they can be raised up to that perspective that you want to show them, and that they don't have to go through the rote of being in the position they're in. And Father, I just thank you that mundane is good. There's nothing wrong with it, but it will never be your best. And so let us embrace, Father, the perspective that you have for us as a county, as individuals serving in that county, that we go beyond our human limitations into the vastness of all that we could be in you. And I thank you in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Corcoran, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Yes. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First on the agenda is the approval of the regular session minutes of 7/20/22. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I will second. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Abstain.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Item C is a proclamation that we have today in support of child support awareness. And Teresa? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So this is the proclamation that we have for you. It is a proclamation for Child Support Awareness Month in Clermont County. And whereas parenting and support go hand in hand in ensuring children grow up safe and healthy and children and families stay out of poverty. Our children are our most precious resource, and by investing in them, we secure a future of hope and opportunity for us all. And whereas ensuring that children receive the support they deserve involves working partnerships between county, state, and federal agencies, parents, legislators, judges, healthcare professionals, advocacy groups, and many others. And whereas more than 11,200 Clermont County families benefited from more than $34 million in child support monies collected in fiscal year 2021. And whereas the vision of Clermont County Department of Job and Family Service Division of Child Support is that children can count on both parents for the financial, medical, and emotional support they need to be healthy and successful. And whereas the purpose and mission of the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services Division of Child Support are to enhance the well-being of children by assuring that assistance in obtaining support, including financial and medical, is available to children by locating parents, establishing paternity, establishing support obligations, and monitoring and enforcing those obligations. And whereas during Child Support Awareness Month, we recognize all parents who are deeply committed to the success of their children. Our children's lives count enough to make every possible effort to ensure that a solid foundation is established for every child in Clermont County. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed that we, the Board of County Commissioners, do hereby declare the month of August 2022 as Child Support Awareness Month, and it is signed by myself, Bonnie Batchelor, David Painter, and Claire Corcoran. Thank you so much for your work.
Yep. I just have a few
Absolutely.
short things to say to thank the commissioners for recognizing Child Support Awareness Month. My name is Teresa Ellison, and I'm the Deputy Director of the Clermont County Child Support Division. Thank you so much for the proclamation and for recognizing Child Support Awareness Month. We appreciate the opportunity to let the community know a little bit more about the services our office provides free of charge, some of the things we're doing in August to celebrate Child Support Awareness Month, and the recognition that our staff have received for their hard work during this year. And some of them are with me today. My management staff is here with me today. This is also our opportunity to thank our partners, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Courts, Common Pleas Court, the Prosecutor's Office, the Probation Department, and the Sheriff's Department for helping to provide the families in Clermont County with the child support they so richly deserve. We could not do it without their help. We're also able, as the proclamation indicated, to provide a lot of services free of charge to the community. We establish parentage or paternity. We establish child support orders and medical support orders. We also enforce those orders and modify those orders when appropriate. In federal fiscal year 2021, our CSEA received 2 major awards, comparing us as a large county against the other counties in the state of Ohio. We received the Best Arrears Performance Award and the Best Overall Performance Award, which includes all those performance categories: paternity establishment, support establishment, collecting current support, and arrears. Annually, we collect about $34 million in child support, and we serve about 46,000 individuals. This year, to celebrate Child Support Awareness Month, our office plans to distribute toys to children who come into our office. We're holding a team building and fun luncheon for our staff on August 9th. We're going to share information about child support on our website and on the county's social media pages. We're going to pass out some calendars and many other things. We're also wearing green on August 3rd for the Awareness Month, and we encourage all of you to do the same. Thank you so much for your time and for the chance to talk about our worthwhile program that helps so many families in our community. And as I've already indicated, I have my enforcement staff.
Why don't you
mean,
introduce?
Sure. I have Rochelle Stroop. She's our lead attorney with child support. I have I have Crystal Brown, and she's an admin assistant, and she also supervises our clerical staff. And then the other three ladies, they do a really important job. They supervise our enforcement staff. So it's Julie Spree and Shauna Johnson and Melody Sims. So,
And I know Mike's gonna want pictures, so.
oh, okay. Come on, guys.
Commissioners?
Get a picture taken by this.
Line up.
All right, everybody, he does it 3 times. Let's go.
No blinking.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't want to ruin the picture. Oh.
Okay, item D is public participation. Do we have anyone here today that, no? Item E then is consent agenda. Board, you've had this in time to review. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Moving on to item F, which is the non-consent. And first thing is Board of County Commissioners, Resolution number 103-22, payment of the bills. It is the recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 103-22, resolving to approve payments to vendors in the total amount of $3,139,050.76 as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated July 27, 2022. BCC directed prepaid invoices reports and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on July 25, 2022, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Aaron, was there one large that stood out in that payment that you're,
There was, it was about 600,000 or so. I'm not exactly sure what. Yeah,
I was going to write it down and I forgot. That's okay. I knew there was one large that made up a big portion of that.
It was for Newtonsville.
Thank you, Newtonsville. We got, thanks, Holly. Item number 8, Captain Stallworth or BJ? Are we both going to speak? Yes. Okay, thank you. You got elected, right?
How you guys doing today?
Doing
How are
good.
you?
Pretty good. All right. Recommendation of Robert S. Leahy, County Sheriff, with the concurrent of Thomas J. Idle, County Administrator, to execute an agreement by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and DeBra Temple, Inc., 3976 Southern Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45227, relative to the domestic hot water tank repair and replacement project at the Clermont County Adult Detention Facility. In accordance with the scope of service identified in Exhibit A, attached thereto and made a part of thereof, in the concert with the State of Ohio Master Maintenance Agreement 7533 for the total amount not to exceed $92,991, with said service to be completed within 90 days upon execution of the agreement. pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order in concert with requisition number 0003372-00 dated 5/25/2022 relative thereto.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 8. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a second.
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Number 9, Jason.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Item 9 is a recommendation of myself, Jason Fountain, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, with the concurrence of Mr. Igle, County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, to execute a satisfaction of mortgage, certifying the terms of the mortgage and the promissory note it secured as dated have been satisfied, and authorizing the recorder to release the said mortgage of record for the following property listed below as it relates to the septic system rehabilitation financing program in concert with the Ohio Developmental Services Agency Small Cities Community Development Block Grant Program. Followed the rules and we're able to release the loan.
Okay. We've had the reading of item number 9. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Thank you, Jason. It's the Lyle Bloom Show again.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning.
Item 10 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 104-22, resolving to authorize the issuance and sale of Newtonsville Area Wastewater Treatment Plant Revenue Bond Series 2022 in the maximum principal amount of $4 million for the purpose of paying a portion of the costs of constructing the Newtonsville Area Wastewater Treatment Plant project, identified as project number 6402-60117, located in Wayne Township, and authorizing the execution of various related documents and instruments as are necessary or appropriate to complete the issuance and sale of said Newtonsville Area Wastewater Treatment Plant Revenue Bonds, Series 2022. And this is pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 133 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Lyle, are these construction bonds? Is that what they are?
They are, their bonds are going to be issued, and Todd Cooper's here too, so if I say anything wrong, just correct me. These are bond counsel. These are bonds that will be issued and purchased by USDA.
Okay. You bet. Thank you.
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Number 11.
Item number 11 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 105-22, resolving to authorize the issuance and sale of Newtonsville Area Sewer Collection System Revenue Bond Series 2022 in anticipation of the collection of special assessments to be levied in the maximum principal amount of $4,218,000 for the purpose of paying a portion of the cost of constructing the Newtonsville Area Sewer Collection System project, identified as project number 6402-60116, located in Wayne Township, and authorizing the execution of various related documents and instruments as are necessary or appropriate to complete the issuance of and sale of said Newtonsville Area Sewer Collection System Revenue Bonds, Series 2022, pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 133 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Lyle, just explain just a second here, this $4.2 million. These revenue bonds are going to be backed by assessments against the property. Is that what it is?
That dollar amount was what the special assessments were based on.
I thought that, one of the discussions that was had at the board was the board making additional revenue available, that would lower the assessment cost.
We are going to apply ARPA funds to reduce the assessments. However, we're still required, in order to get all the grant funds, we had to take these loans. We can pay the loans down early through USDA, and that's our intent, is to apply those funds. I think it was 1.5 million in ARPA funds.
Yeah.
To the $4.2 million amount.
So actually to the assessment, to what the actual property owners will be assessed will be $1.5 million less than the 4.2. Is that correct? Okay. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Number 12?
Item number 12 is a recommendation to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 1 to the contract with A&N Construction Incorporated out of Napoleon, Ohio. This was previously ratified by the board on December 6, 2021 for project number 6401-60175 relative to the BMW Floxed Basins 1 and 2 evaluation, rehabilitation, and painting project located in Batavia Township and represents an increase in the amount of $166,000 for a total adjusted contract price to date of $981,050, as well as a non-compensable time extension of 7 calendar days for a revised contract completion date of August 31st, 2022, for additions, deletions, and/or modifications thereto as defined therein and contingent upon the release of the necessary purchase order. So they were required to essentially double the thickness of the resurfacer that they're applying to the inside of the concrete tank walls. It had been more deteriorated than they had anticipated. So in order to apply the epoxy coating, they needed to just increase that concrete resurfacer.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Number 13.
Item 13 is a recommendation to award the bid for sludge and raw wastewater hauling services for the Clermont County Water Resources Department to Gullet Sanitation Services Incorporated out of Bethel, Ohio, for the sole bid received on June 23rd, 2022, for a total estimated amount of $150,675, and to execute the contract relative thereto, effective August 25th, 2022 through August 24th, 2023, with the option to renew for an additional 1-year period upon the same terms and conditions pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein, and award of bid therefore, and contingent upon the release of the necessary purchase order.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Gullet Sanitation, they've been in business forever.
Yes. So we've had this contract around. Then I think they were the last company that had it as well.
Okay. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Thank you, Lyle.
Thank you.
Andy Mays, good morning. Number 14 is yours.
Recommendation of Andy Mays, Director, Clermont Transportation Connection, with the concurrence of Thomas Eigel, County Administrator, authorize Bonnie Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute a letter on behalf of the Clermont County Board of Commissioners to the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Regional Council of Governments, agreeing to the updated funding split for the full year, 12 months apportionment of fiscal year 2022 Federal Transit Administration Fund allocated to the Cincinnati urbanized area as shown in the chart below.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Number 15.
Recommendation of Andrew Mays, Director, Clermont Transportation Connection, with the concurrence of Thomas Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Megan Dale, Program Manager, to file amendment number 1 to the Federal Award Identification Number Ohio 2018-039-00/Ohio-2018-039-01, identified as Clermont Transportation Company Farebox and Farebox Equipment Grant with the U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Transit Administration, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast, Washington, D.C. 20590, and to furnish such additional information as required by the FTA, which one includes the updated cost for fare boxes, purchase of shop equipment, computer hardware and software, support vehicles, and bus support equipment, and 2, extends the period of performance date from 3/31/2022 to 3/30/2025, with FTA funding in the amount of $200,000 and a state match of $38,000, which includes additional transportation development credits in the amount of $9,600 for a revised total grant award of $238,000, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein, and in concert with the electronic filing of the grant application acknowledged by the Board of County Commissioners on 11/4/2018 and grant award on 12/19/2018.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes, thank you. Item number 16, Chris Davis?
Ms. President, before we move on,
Yes.
I would like to request that you consider a motion to rescind number 14 so that I could duly abstain.
Okay. Do I have a motion to rescind number 14?
I'll make the motion. Are we also going to do 15? Or just?
No, I think 15 is fine.
Okay, you made a motion?
I'll make the motion for 14.
I'll second it. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
If you
we'll
revisit
consider.
item number 14, would the board like that to be read into the record again, or just reference it as Clermont Transportation Connections? This was the approval of the updated fiscal year 2022 Federal Transit Administration funding split as allocated to the Cincinnati urbanized area, as read previously.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Same.
Thanks, Dave.
You bet. Thank you.
Now we'll go with you.
All right. Recommendation of Chris Davis, ISD Director, Information Systems Department, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President, Board of County Commissioners, to execute the service agreement Q-00016-854 in concert with the original Master Service Products and License Agreement 024-50665 executed by the Board of County Commissioners on 8/24/2016 and subsequently amended on 10/24/2018 by and between the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, and Cincinnati Bell Telephone Company, LLC, 221 East 4th Street, P.O. Box 2301, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202, for a period of 3 years effective upon first invoice issued for Optic high-speed internet, 500 meg by 125, services at various locations in Clermont County for a total monthly cost of $1,210 per month, with all the terms and conditions or the aforestated agreement thereof to remain in full force and effect, and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order in concert with requisition number 00003809-00 dated June 27th, 2022.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Item number 17, Greg? You doing this one?
Actually, I got this one. This is, I was one ahead. I was looking at the OMB table. It's my recommendation to adopt resolution number 106-22 to acknowledge and accept a donation of funds in the amount of $5,000 from the Duke Energy Foundation and to authorize the Office of Management and Budget to add the amount into the Clermont County Emergency Management Agency funds and further direct the agency to use said funds as part of the 2022 appropriations. So this was a grant that Duke Energy had awarded to a lot of the local EMAs prior to everything that had happened here. So this was something we've had for a while. So this is definitely funds that are at the right time.
Okay. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Emily, you made it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a recommendation of Mary Raines, Director of Office Management and Budget, with the concurrence of Tom Eigel, County Administrator, to adopt revised table of organization for the Office Management Budget. We're reclassifying one fiscal support coordinator, class number 19133, pay range 12, to fiscal officer 1, class number 79134 at pay range A, as outlined in Exhibit A, attached thereto and made a part thereof, effective 8/1/2022, And further to authorize the update of the appropriate internet links and tendencies accordingly.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Bachelor.
Yes, thank you. Michael, back to you.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Item number 19 is a recommendation of Thomas J. Agel, County Administrator, to adopt resolution number 101-22, resolving to endorse the 2022 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy prepared by the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission, OVRDC, and resolving to authorize the County of Clermont, Ohio, to participate in the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission for fiscal year 2023, and to remit the sum of $41,720, which represents a participatory share of funding from the County of Clermont, Ohio, relative thereto on or after January 1st, 2023, and further resolving to support the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission's Economic Development District Planning Partnership Investment Grant Program with the United States Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration for planning grants funds for the annual performance period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Bachelor.
I will abstain.
Thank you.
Michael. Sandy to hot.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a recommendation of myself, Sandy Tahad, Human Resources Director, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Agel, County Administrator, to rescind the Clermont County Critical Event Policy, which established specific guidance and procedures relative to the response of the COVID-19 pandemic, which was previously ratified by the board on March 23rd of 2020 and amended several times throughout that next couple of years there. And I would recommend that this policy be rescinded upon the board's approval.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 20. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second.
Any discussion? Roll call? Yes?
Sandy, I understand that we're gonna follow what the CDC guidelines are after the elimination of this policy, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, this policy was specifically put in place to help our departments and employees in the height of the pandemic and how to manage certain things. Through evolution of time and the change and difference of isolation quarantine guidelines and such, we are now referring to the CDC guideline on how to handle those situations. So we feel that our standard personnel policy and procedure manual and the benefits afforded under that cover most of the issues that are remaining to this day.
Thank you.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Bachelor.
Yes. Thank you. Item 21, Emily, are you back? Yes, Louis?
Me?
Why did I have you down? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sorry. We're just saying no questions.
I'm trying to pull both of you. I had you down anyway.
Oh, I was. Okay.
So, I'm just reading this. This is really just for the disposition. This is for the board to have discussion. We can then, once the board makes a determination how they would like to go forward with the undivided local government fund for calendar year 2023, if you would prefer to go forward with the, I believe, Brian, actually, do you have some information about the townships that have presented their resolutions?
Yes, so Commissioners, each of the townships, each of the 14 townships in Clermont County have adopted local government fund resolution to provide 48.54% to the county, which is, I think that's been the number that the county has received for a number of years. And then the remaining 51.455% will be split. And I have to look at it, I don't have the rest of it, but it's 32.5% is per township, village, municipality equally. And then 62.5,
37.5.
37.5 is split equally among each of the townships, villages. So there's 24 townships, villages, and municipalities in the county. So each would get 1/24 of 37.5% of that remaining. And then the remaining 67.5% or 62.5% would be split pro rata among, proportionally by population amongst the city townships. And then the resolution by the townships also voted to exclude Milford's participation. Typically, the requirement under the statute is that there's 3 bodies that have to come to agreement. The largest municipality in the county, which in this case is Milford, the county commissioners, and then the other townships, villages, and municipalities in the county. And so, and then if all three can agree, and that's one way to do it, or the majority, I say the majority of the other townships. In this case, all the townships themselves make up the majority of the townships, villages, and municipalities. And then they voted to exclude Milford. So if the commissioners adopt the same policy that the townships have adopted, that would go into effect, with or without Milford. So for 1 year.
Correct, because you can only exclude Milford for 1 year.
Correct. Yeah, you have to come back with a new plan every year to do that. Or if Milford agrees on them, they can do a 5-year plan.
Holly, is this conversation just to talk about the local government fund, or are we talking about specifics of it as far as distribution and how much money and all that kind of stuff?
This can also be a discussion for distribution. While the board is in executive session, we can prepare a resolution and prepare a motion for the board's consideration if you would like to go forward with the alternative method of distribution. We can prepare that and have that for you, as well as the breakdown of all the amounts that would be distributed, well, based on percentages.
Yeah, one of the things I just asked a question, what was the just total, in the total number, what was the total distribution last year, and what's the pool this year? Do we know that?
Well, we won't know the pool for this, what we're discussing here, because these will be for the 2023 appropriation.
Commissioner Painter, I did just give Tom an update yesterday. That was what the estimate for 2022. There was an update like the end of June.
Yeah, so we've got right now, this is as of last week. The pool is approximately $3.9 million. And that's
Is that for next year?
for next year.
What about, what was the 2022 estimate? It was like 3.4.
That I don't have. It is not in what Tom has here, but I believe it was like 3.45. So it did increase, and it's changed a couple times already for next year. So this is the latest information we have, but it has increased.
And that's why I wanted to kind of point that out, because of the inflationary costs and obviously the additional sales tax that's being paid on those items. The local government fund should accurately reflect that increase, just as the same as the cash on hand that the state of Ohio does. So this will be a much better distribution for them than before, or I would say, increased distribution. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's closer to 4 million.
Yeah.
I have it right here. It's, the actual number for 22 was $3.2 million. Yeah, that's the current estimate. And then next year is 3.9 million.
So $700,000 increase.
And all 14 townships approved this.
Yes.
So I move that we prepare the documents necessary for us to be able to approve the alternative local government fund as submitted by townships, villages, and cities.
So just to clarify, that's 48.545% to the county, 51.455% is remaining, 37.5 goes to the townships equally, and obviously municipalities, and then 62.5% of the remaining funds will be distributed on a per capita basis. Based on the 2020 census numbers, which we are establishing as a county population of 209,000 people. Approximately.
Would you like to have that motion prepared? Okay, we can prepare that during executive session and we'll have that back before you as soon as you're complete.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Emily. Okay. Additions to the agenda. We have one. Are you going to read this?
Yeah, Commissioner, I believe we have two requests for additions to the agenda. One request being an add-on regarding amending the resolution number 14-22, which authorized the county administrator or assistant county administrator to execute contracts for public improvements, minor projects, professional services contracts, maintenance agreements, contracts for services, master service agreements, for cost not to exceed $50,000. And then we have an additional add-on. The prosecuting attorney's office has requested an add-on for legal G3 of the Ohio Revised Code as part of executive session to discuss disputes involving the public body that are subject to pending or imminent court action. So we would need to have those two added on.
Can we do those together as an add-on? You want them separate? Okay, can I have a motion to add these two to the agenda, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchel?
Yes. Do we want to go ahead with the first?
Sure, I'll take the first one. The first one is the recommendation to adopt resolution number 108-22, resolving to amend resolution number 14-22, adopted by the Board of County Commissioners on January 24, 2022, which authorized the county administrator or assistant county administrator to execute for and on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners contracts for public improvement, minor projects, professional services contracts, maintenance agreements, contracts for services, and master service agreements with qualified vendors, contractors, and professionals as selected and recommended by county offices to perform certain services relative to maintenance improvements and repairs of county facilities, equipment, and property at a cost of less than $50,000 for said improvements by, 1, authorizing the execution of change orders connected to contracts previously approved by the county administrator or assistant county administrator. 2, replacing the language less than $50,000 with not to exceed $50,000. And 3, noting that contracts, agreements, and work orders are collectively referred to as contracts.
Can I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Second, any discussion?
This is one.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchel?
Yes. Moving on to the next add-on. It is executive session pursuant to section 121.22, G3 and G6 of the Ohio Revised Code to 1, confer with prosecuting attorney concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action, and 2, discuss details relative to the security arrangements and emergency response protocols for a public body or public office respectfully. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchel?
Yes. We will return right after executive session. have returned from executive session. No decisions were made. At this time, we have some add-ons again.
Yeah, we have a couple for your consideration. Holly, do you have those? Let me go over.
I do have them. We have, well, the add-on that we have is the, for a settlement agreement and a release of claims for Clermont County Common Pleas Case Number 22 CBD 00046.
Need a motion to add that to the agenda.
So moved.
A second, roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
And I'll read this one. This is the recommendation to authorize Jason Fountain, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, to execute for and on behalf of the Clermont County Board of County Commissioners a settlement agreement and release of claims for the Clermont County Common Pleas Case Number 2022 CBD 00046, BWC Claim Number 14-809811, Larry Johnson versus Clermont County Board of County Commissioners pursuant to the terms set forth therein.
Do I have a motion to approve? I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
And Commissioners, if you wanted to go back to item number 21.
Yes.
To dispose of that.
So item number 21, we need to add that on, Holly, as a disposition, or is it already there?
It was already on the agenda for today for disposition.
Okay, so I have a recommendation to adopt resolution number 109-22, which adopts an alternative method of appointment of the undivided local government fund for calendar year 2023 for the Ohio Revised Code section 5747.53 that excludes the approval otherwise required of the legislative authority of the city, which in this case would be Milford, located in the county with the greatest population. So the distribution is as follows. The county received 48.545% of the total allocation. The remaining amount of funds after the county allocation outlined above will be 51.455% and will be dispersed as follows. 37.5% will be shared equally among all municipalities and townships. And then the 62.5% of the remaining amount will be distributed to municipalities and townships on a per capita basis as determined upon the most current United States Census.
Right, should that also stay in there for a 1-year period?
Oh, well, it just says it is for calendar year 2023
Okay.
only, so yes,
Okay.
it's only for next calendar year, so we'll have to do this again next year.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, any discussion? Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. That's all of the add-ons, correct? Okay, moving on to item J, member comments.
Member comments. Just to bring to your attention real quick, the National Association of Counties is sponsoring an event for Veterans Day. And it comes from the state of New York, and it's called Operation Greenlight. And Operation Greenlight is going to be observed November the 7th through the 13th, which is the week of Veterans Day. Veterans Day is on the 11th. And that they are asking that you light up all county buildings, all residences, and all businesses with a green light. The National County Association will provide. They have an association that is providing green bulbs, if that's something that you want to take advantage of. But that seems to be a fantastic effort, and it's to bring awareness to the veterans who have come home and who are homeless and suffer from mental illness because of what they experienced, and connecting them to their benefits. That's what it's about. Many of those veterans come home and they don't have the ability to get somewhere to where they can connect to those benefits. So that's what Operation Greenlight was. I thought it was very nice. They did an excellent presentation on it. So I know they have reached out to all the veterans administrations in all the counties, across the United States. So I am sure our VA here will know about that, or know about it shortly if they don't already. Oh, let's talk about one of, it came to my attention yesterday that there are some talks about solar here in Clermont County, and there was a company, and I believe that's Solivar, is that right?
Savion
Savion
LLC.
Savion that his, I understand his interest in installing a solar farm in Jackson Township. And so I know that they had put some kind of a postcard out.
Right.
And when you see that postcard, it kind of makes it look like that Clermont County is scheduling a meeting. And Clermont County is not scheduling a meeting.
That's right.
In fact, we are aware of it, but we haven't received any drawings or any proposals, and I understand neither has Permit Central, right?
That's correct. There's nothing applied for, and there's certain provisions in the revised Senate Bill 52 from last year that detail what has to happen in those particular cases.
They do have out some projections in that. Projections include $900,000 in pilot payments from that facility. And there's a large distribution, about $400,000 to Williamsburg schools. And keep in mind that those are just based on numbers that they're putting out estimates of. But obviously that will be a path forward that will be heavily discussed. My understanding is that they have to have some public meetings with people.
Correct.
So just to put it out there and make sure that, our residents are aware. Our PR people put out a message yesterday with that postcard and basically putting a disclaimer on it that said, hey, that is not, your elected official government here at Clermont County scheduling a meeting to tell you about that's a, and by all means, for me, that's a local decision, what you want in your township, your village, or your county. So
And that's right. That's just where the basic burden starts with. Each township, village, city needs to work with their zoning department to understand the impacts of all of it and understand before that even comes to the county.
Yeah, it will come to the county at some point.
Yes.
Under revised Senate Bill 52 from last year, there are certain provisions that have to happen, and none of those have begun. It really is ultimately a county decision, but it needs to be driven at the local level. But the county board of commissioners has certain rights and responsibilities as well. So this will come up again, and I'm sure we will discuss it more. But as of right now, there's nothing on our purview to deal with on this issue. But that, like Commissioner Penner said, that is not our meeting. As a meeting scheduled by a potential developer of that property.
I'll just add to what you said. I've always felt it should be at the township level. It's their zoning resolution. How does it fit in? It should go before the township boards of trustees, my opinion.
yeah, no,
And making sure that the residents understand what's going on
Absolutely.
instead of just, this looks like a great idea, bringing money into schools, et cetera, and the impact, not only the environment, but everything else around those properties.
my opinion on that is I'm not going to dictate to a municipality, a city, or a township as to what they want in their township. That's
It's not
their
our place
decision.
to do that.
Now, if they need help and they come, that's a different discussion to be made. But no one has reached out.
I don't want to dictate to any township what they should do in there.
Right. What they do as far as economic development, that's their deal. One of the other things that came up at the National Association of Counties was, and I'm sure you've heard about it, there is a movement across this nation to provide forgiveness payments for federal student loans. And keep in mind that there is that debts of the federal government are not forgiven. They are transferred to another account and paid. And they only get their money from one place, and that's from the taxpayers of the United States. And so that issue, as far as policy coming up to the United States Congress and the United States Senate, is highly debated. So one of the things that's been added to that policy or resolution is to extend that loan reimbursement to county or government employees. And so the thought on that is just keep in mind that they roll more people in there to make more people eligible for that in an effort to get us off here. And so that's, so if, if you have an opportunity to read about that, by all means. And if you ever have any question about, policies and resolutions that they go, just, as they're published and they're right on the website.
Just keep printing that money, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Commissioner Corcoran? Anything else? No. And I did skip over county staff elected officials discussion. Anything else? Okay. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So, but,
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Painter,
yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Bachelor.
Yes. Thank you. We will see you next Wednesday.